Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Very Average Podcast. Shaman, how you doing? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you too.
Happy birthday to you too.
It's actually not your birthday yet.
No, my birthday's tomorrow. Your birthday was
Tuesday.
a couple days ago.
I am 24, you're 23, so...
I'm a baby.
You're a baby.
I'm a baby.
And nobody likes you.
I'm turning 24 in 5 hours and 12 minutes.
Ooh, time to celebrate.
Woohoo!
How are you celebrating? You celebrating tonight?
No, after this, Allegra's going to come over and we're probably going to watch a movie and go to bed.
That's cute. We're celebrating tomorrow anyway.
We are celebrating tomorrow. We're going to go get
Korean!
Korean!
But hopefully there's not too many people out because we might get coronavirus.
Oh, God.
Things are looking pretty grim.
Yeah. You want to know a pretty cool story?
What?
I went to the IJ around the corner today.
Ooh.
Guess what I bought?
A face mask.
No.
Hand sanitizer.
No.
Soap.
Poo tickets.
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
That's
Heaps.
a big thing that I almost just it slipped my mind. That's because we haven't recorded an episode for 2 weeks.
No, it's been a while.
It's been 2 weeks. We could catch up on what has happened with us and then, but I feel like
Let's talk about everything else first.
Talk about everything else first. I'm doing 2 episodes today, so
yeah, I've been gallivanting around North Queensland. So now that I'm back, started going to all the shopping centres and there's no bloody poo tickets.
I don't, man, this whole thing, I don't understand. Like, people are like, oh no, I'm going to be stuck in my house for 2 weeks if I get quarantined. I need toilet paper. If you're stuck in your house, just shower after you poo.
Or, like, how much toilet paper do you use? People are buying, like, months. So, okay, so I buy...
Six like, 20 packs.
I buy a 4-pack, right?
Whoa.
I buy a 4-pack of the extra long.
Extra long?
Yeah, so it's basically
ones.
8 rolls
in
4 rolls. And that probably... I live by myself. That probably lasts me, I'd say, 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't buy it often. But I was like, oh shit, well, I haven't seen toilet paper in the shops. Coles, New Farm Coles, all the New Farm mums just going crazy.
Yeah.
Just buying up
it's
at Coles.
Those bloody boomers. The
boomers.
I don't know what they're thinking.
I originally thought it was like, oh my god, coronavirus, there's going to be no toilet paper because the factories have shut down. Even though it's all manufactured in Australia
8 out of 10 or something like that.
Yeah, and the rest of New Zealand, pretty much.
Yeah.
Besides the, like, dirt cheap 1-ply sandpaper.
Nobody wants. That's the stuff that you get in public restrooms.
Yeah, well, some of that, there was heaps of that at the IJ that I went to, but I picked up
no thanks.
The old classic Sorbent 4-pack of double length.
Sorbent? Ooh.
Silky smooth.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I just...
hello.
The whole thing... It's just... People like buying 6 packs just because they think they're going to be quarantined. Like...
Yeah, and what, you're going to do 10 shits a day?
It doesn't affect your stomach. It's not a stomach flu. You're not going to be shitting more than normal.
No, you also, like, I get it. If you live with a family, like there's 5 or 6 of you in a household, go ahead and buy the 18 mega pack. But that's going to last you a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and you'll be fine. And I'm sure if you do get quarantined and your whole family's there, you've probably got someone who can drop off some toilet paper at the front door.
Absolutely. And the other thing is the quarantine is everyone's in quarantine besides if you need to go to the shops.
Yeah.
So there's still people working at the shops, and you can still go to the shops.
And just invest in a bidet or shower after you poo. How hard is it?
Okay, things that you can use to wipe your butt instead of toilet paper. I've got tissues, paper towels, leaves,
towels you can wash if you have
hand
to.
towels,
but just
face towels, flannels.
Get your shower head, take it off.
Shove it in your butt.
Shove it in your butt. There you go.
Shove it in your butt.
I just don't understand. Like the Japanese have it so right, just with like bidet technology and stuff in Australia. It's like
squirty butts.
Water on my bum. Fuck that.
Oh my god, this toilet was amazing. It squirts water on my butt.
The whole thing that like I don't understand about like people, I don't know, like Australian culture not like accepting like bidets and stuff like that is that
it's gay, dude.
Yes,
it's
gay.
Straight up gay.
No,
I don't want anything going in my butt. Dude, that's gay.
You wash your whole body with water and soap,
including your butt in the shower.
Yeah, later on. But when right after you do a shit, you're like, nah, dry paper. That'll do it.
Paper.
That'll do it.
Oh yeah,
it's dirty. It's so bad.
I'm gonna get a piece of paper and wipe my shit onto it, and then just that's if anything, that's making it worse.
Yeah. Just spreading it.
Little squirty squirt.
Little squirty squirt.
You know,
It doesn't. It's not that high pressure. It doesn't go up. Yeah, it does. And then you do one wipe at the end, and you're good.
Oh, okay, so that's the deal. You go squirt, 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 flush, 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 and then you go
to dry it and
dry yourself off.
See it. Check if it worked.
And then you go, yep, no shit. Done.
You
a scruncher or a folder?
Folder, because
scruncher for life.
I can't believe I used to be a scruncher when I was fucking 6 years old.
Yeah, it's because I'm 23.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll be a folder.
Yeah. I'll become a real adult. Just doesn't have the surface area.
Scrunching has more surface area.
No, because you're only getting little bits at a time.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's got folding. More things to grab onto.
No.
Folding, it's just like going down a slippery slide. And expecting all of the shit across your whole body to come off. No. But imagine scraping yourself on sandpaper. That's how it'll get off.
Trust somebody who's done both.
Okay.
Folding is the way to go. Whatever. Are you a stander or a sitter?
When I piss?
No, when you wipe.
I sit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I go...
That's weird, because scrunchers are usually standers.
No, that's fucked. If you stand up, you get shit all over your butt.
Do you?
Like, if you stand up, your butt cheeks close.
Oh, yeah, no, but you pull them apart.
Yeah. So, I sit down, I get this hand, I go on this leg,
and you go, whoop.
And I go, whoop. Yeah. Quick wipe.
Okay.
Quick check, chuck it in.
But, the whole thing with the toilet paper stuff, let's go back to coronavirus, is that, like, now that people are hoarding it, it got to the point where people who are genuinely out of toilet paper need to go to the shops to just get one.
Like one roll.
And then it looks like those people are taking part in hoarding all the toilet paper because they're actually just trying to get one.
That literally happened to me today. So I'm like, I went to the shops because I've got one roll of toilet paper left. So I was like, I'll buy my next 4-pack. I've literally gone to the Coles, the Woolies, all of the grocery stores around where I live in New Farm. And I went to the IGA and they had a couple. So I was like, just buy one. And I just felt judged.
Yeah, like, this guy's
buying toilet paper. Oh, he's hoarding. And then I got into the elevator at my apartment and this old bloke came in with like one of those epic, like 50 packs with a handle on it. And I was like, bro.
Wonder if he always does that. Like, is that just normal for him and we're judging him for no reason?
If I bought one of those,
that'd last me a year.
I wouldn't have to buy poo tickets for a year or two.
There's this website called like Hold My Poo or something like that, and you can bulk buy like toilet paper, and apparently it's like a subscription service or whatever.
Is that the one that comes individually wrapped? I've seen that.
I don't know.
That's been a thing. It's called like Love the Loo or some shit. I don't know.
I think that might be a different one.
It's like designer toilet paper. But it's all recycled.
But this one's like e-commerce for toilet paper. And
do they just pop up or?
What?
Like, did they just start selling, or has it been around for a while?
It might have been around for a while. I think my sister's auntie uses it, and she accidentally got bulk order last time, so she doesn't need toilet paper for a while.
Okay, something crazy that I found out. So, obviously, there's been a lot of specific items that have been selling quite well online, like face masks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even fucking you right now. I'm not fucking you right now. I'm not fucking with you right now. There's a company that have got hand sanitizer, right? Like dead old hand sanitizer. They're selling it for like $25 for a little thing because it says kills 99.9% of coronavirus germs. Are you kidding me?
Actually, I read something.
They're making a killing.
I read something that sanitizer doesn't even work that well against coronavirus.
Dude, all the boomers are lapping it up.
Just it's like a bacteria. It gets rid of bacteria and stuff, but like coronavirus is like a fucking like viral infection. I don't know the science, but
I don't know science either.
Just wash your hands with soap.
Boomers love that shit.
They do. And you know what else they love? Condoms on their fingers. Did you see that? People were bulk buying condoms to put on their fingertips.
You're joking.
No.
Why?
When people were going crazy for toilet paper, they were doing condoms too.
I didn't even see anything about that.
Oh, man.
So they don't touch things.
Yeah.
But they're going to be tiny little condoms.
Yeah. Like big fingers.
Tiny dick condoms. And they're just like little... Okay.
I didn't even know they made them, so...
Oh, I did. I remember years and years and years ago when this happened... Let me see if I can focus in on that.
Split finger.
No.
You have face tracking on, don't you?
Oh,
hello. Oh!
There we go. Look at that little butt finger. It's not that gross. Come on.
Nah, it's
anyway,
not bad. It's not bad.
I dropped a bowling ball on my hand when I was like 6 or 7,
Shouldn't have done
and the end of my finger just burst open.
Yeah, you should have had a condom on it.
But the thing is, when it was healing, they couldn't stitch it up because my dad was like, "Oh no, she'll be right. We'll just bloody go home and put a band-aid on it." Yeah, come on. Oh yeah, no.
Bunnings, get some concrete and harden up.
Yeah, fucking put some.
Stop crying, you little
dip it in concrete,
pussy bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why I'm depressed.
Anyway, we went to. We got home and Mum was like, "Holy shit, take him to the hospital right now. What are you doing?"
Thanks, Mum.
So I went to the hospital. Thanks, Mum. Shout out. And they couldn't stitch it because it was too swollen. So they glued it up with this like sick purple epoxy stuff. Now it looks like I got a butt on the end of my finger.
Yeah.
But when it was healing, I had a sling because my hand was broken. But they put this like fabric condom on my finger, but it was like a double-ended condom. So imagine 2 condoms, but you join them at the pointy bit while they're rolled up. That's what it was. And they rolled one down my finger, and then they were like, okay, in a day or 2, roll the other layer down.
Oh, what?
What if it like, because it'll like start fucking blood will go everywhere or some shit. I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, but it was wild.
That's some crazy
and
science.
now I've got a butt scar on my finger.
Yeah, you do.
Sick. I got 2 butts.
2 butts.
Yeah, don't wipe this one though. Hello.
Hello, you don't need toilet paper for that one.
Maybe that's
Just
why
shower.
I need more toilet paper because I got 2 butts. No one else has 2 butts. I mean, some people might.
Some people, I don't know. People have like butt chins.
Girls have front butts.
Hey!
Hey!
But yeah, no, the whole, shit's just been crazy.
And everything's been cancelled.
Yeah, like the whole world is cancelled.
So the first things that I saw were the Premier League, the soccer over in Europe. They're not cancelling the games, but they're cancelling attendance, so no one can go. How shit would it be playing a game of soccer and no one rocks up?
Yeah, like you like score a goal and no one cheers.
You score a goal and you're just like, yeah, and there's just silence.
It's crazy. There's so many different industries in the world that are just like fucked,
falling to pieces. Yeah. Or I saw a thing. My brother's girlfriend posted. She's in the Queensland Ballet. They're cancelling some of the performances because they don't want crowds of old people.
Yeah.
Like literally like the coronavirus dream.
Just crowds of old people wrapped in toilet paper.
Wrapped in toilet paper with condoms on their fingers. It's like,
don't touch me. Oh, don't touch me. I want to watch the ballet.
It's fucked, but that would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the ballerinas are all just like, hey, you bought your tickets, but please, instead of asking for a refund, consider donating the money because, like, otherwise, without the ticket sales, there's no ballet. There's no Queensland Ballet.
We're not going to be able to come back from it.
Yeah,
there's so many like things that just won't be able to come back. Like, there's like a bunch of like conventions in like America, like going into like the gaming industry, stuff like. I mean, E3 just got cancelled, which is huge. Crazy. So they'll probably stream a bunch of stuff, but that means next year it's probably they're gonna do that, and it's just changed everything.
Yeah.
But I there was like stuff like GDC, which is like for like game developers to show their new games and stuff, and then they had to cancel that. There's like Comic Cons that got cancelled, and like
touring bands. Dance Gavin Dance had to cancel their US tour.
Yeah.
Oh,
but like
devastating.
But like these like conventions and stuff, like they say they're going to postpone it, and they probably won't.
Yeah,
and
they'll just cancel it.
They'll just cancel it, but they've probably lost all the money because the insurance won't cover that.
Absolutely.
They've probably lost the money they won't have the investors or the money to do it again next year. So that's just probably the end of that thing. How shit is that?
Speaking of insurance, so when I was up in Cairns over the weekend, I was talking to my dad. So my half cousin, is that a word?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, my dad's half brother's son.
Oh, half brother. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Yes. Yeah.
My dad's half brother, step cousin, half cousin.
No, he's his half cousin.
I don't know what it means, but anyway, my cousin lives in Cheltenham, which is about 4 or 5 hours out of London, in England. Is getting married end of April. Yeah. A lot of family in Australia, so Dad was planning on going with his partner over to Italy and then going on a 4-week cruise.
Nope.
So they dropped a bunch of money on this cruise that starts and ends in Italy, and then flying from Italy to London, staying a few days in London, experiencing that, and then driving up or getting the train up to Cheltenham for the wedding. So what happened is the cruise liner initially announced that once they dock back in Italy, so you can still, well, at this point, you could still get to Italy from Australia and get onto the boat.
You can't.
But then, at the end of the cruise, they had to stay in a 2-week quarantine in the room on the boat.
Yeah.
Not leaving the room. Imagine being stuck in a small, 5x5 meter room on a boat for 2 weeks.
Fuck that. All the good things on the boat are outside the room.
Exactly. I actually heard what happened on one of the big cruise liners is a porn company came in and sponsored it and put free porn in all of the rooms on the cruise boat while they were in quarantine.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Those people would be so dehydrated.
So much sex. But anyway, yeah, so if they did the 2-week quarantine, they would have missed the wedding, basically.
Yeah,
so they wouldn't
the
have
whole reason they're going over there. It's a shame that the cruise is going to Italy, where they've banked on going to Italy, which is the one European country that's just completely on lockdown.
Yeah.
They can't even
So now no flights in or out.
People in Italy can't leave the house unless it's for an emergency, like an emergency shop or a medical emergency, and they have to have documentation saying why they're out of the house.
Insane.
So
anyway,
crazy.
Obviously because of that reason,
it's probably going to contain it really well.
Yeah, but obviously because of that reason, they can now. The Australian government's now cancelled flights to Italy. The European government's now stopped flights going in and out of Italy. So the cruise liner, I think the last time I checked up with him, was saying that no refund, cruise credits.
Oh, so you can book a cruise later.
But that'll be $8,000 worth of cruise credits.
Yeah.
How fucked is that? But anyway, so they're flying through Qatar Airlines, so they can go Brisbane to Qatar to Italy. But with the Qatar Airlines, they've said if you're flying into a country that's or a city that's not, it's the borders are locked, you can move that flight anywhere else. Yeah. So they might be able to move it to London, but if London goes into lockdown, they have to cancel the whole trip. And he'll miss his brother's wedding.
Who knows? I've got a wedding in June.
Yeah, and you're flying to Europe in June.
Yeah, thankfully not Italy, but hopefully that contains it for Europe. But we're flying through China, but I think things might be looking okay by then for China.
Are you flying through Hong Kong or are you flying through China?
Bangzhou.
Bangzhou.
Yeah.
Well, so
I think things will be okay
let's
by
hope
then
so, yeah.
for China. I'm worried about Europe.
Yeah, so the last I heard about China is China yesterday and today have announced the lowest transmission days since it started. So China's hit its peak, we hope.
And
Italy has said the same, so they have hit their peak.
I think China can actually do some pretty shady shit to keep it contained because they're not a democracy. Thing is how Italy's doing it because it's a full on just democracy. Yeah. So it's they have to do it so regulated and stuff, but China can just have some real questionable shit that we're not probably seeing.
Well, yeah, I heard you'll find this hilarious, but I heard a conspiracy theory that China started the virus on purpose, germ warfare, to spread it throughout the planet to weaken economies so China can go in and buy other countries.
Ooh.
And then I heard another conspiracy where the US planted germ warfare into China to weaken China because obviously Trump is fucked.
But then it spread everywhere else.
And
now it's back in America. And America also has a 30-day ban on all flights to Europe.
Damn.
Except for you can go to the UK, but you can't go to Europe.
That's insane.
In and out.
What's actually been happening is a lot of people have been flying. So India is pretty much locked down at the moment.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount of people fly in and out of India. So India's actually doing okay in all of this.
So many people in India as well.
But there's a lot of people in India. And they're very close to each other.
Poverty as well.
So they're actually done pretty well to avoid it because it's not really in India too much. But what I've heard is a lot of Indian travelers are flying to Middle East in Dubai or Qatar or China or Singapore, staying there for 2 weeks and then flying to Australia.
Yeah.
Or then flying to the US or then flying to Europe. So they technically didn't come from India, and same thing from other people going to India.
Yeah, true.
and other countries or in places around the world, but because they're staying for a couple of weeks, they technically don't have to declare that they've come from somewhere else.
True. That's crazy.
So it's just a mess, man.
But that's pretty like reckless. Like I'm not scared of getting coronavirus because I feel like
we're youthful,
and
healthy,
and like the recovery rate is actually quite high.
Huge, yeah.
But it's so contagious.
For us, it's just a flu.
Yeah.
But if we talk to our grandparents,
people who already have diseases, people who like have like
autoimmune diseases.
Yeah. So like, and it's not fair for them to get it and just be like, so like, I don't think people like the population needs to worry about, how's this going to hurt me?
Yeah. It's how's it going to hurt other people?
How am I going to stop it from spreading?
Unless you're old, dying, or have an autoimmune disease.
And they're the people you need to worry about. That's why we need to stop the spread.
Yeah. What's crazy is it started or allegedly started in a wet market in China.
Mm.
In one small area of one small town in China. And now it's literally in 150 countries around the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's almost in every single country.
It's on the Gold Coast. It's in Brisbane. Tom Hanks is on the Gold Coast.
With coronavirus.
He's got coronavirus. Peter Dutton.
Coronavirus.
Lol.
Lol.
But still, it's pretty...
What's actually fucked is... So... One of the guys that that's in the building that I work in, he had sniffles and a cough. So my office is being very strict about all this. So like if you're sniffing, if you're coughing, you go home immediately and you go to the doctor. Checked. They pay for the gap kind of thing. Like they're just like super strict on it. Because we do work with a couple of old people too.
Yeah.
So this guy is like, fuck, all right, whatever. Went to the doctor, had that conversation. Hey, yeah, look, you're probably going to find this is pretty funny, but I coughed at work and they need to test me for coronavirus. And he's like, all right, the doctor apparently said, do you have, are you short of breath? Do you have a high temperature? Are you coughing? Are you sniffly? Do you have a, pneumonia symptoms? And he's like, yeah, look, no, I coughed a couple times. And the doctor was like, all right, cool. Here's some medication for a cough and on your blank, basically. Young dude, he was probably mid-20s or late 20s. He could have had it, but it
could have been the early days.
He could have had it. He went to the doctor and they still didn't test him. And the doctor actually said, the tests are quite expensive, so we're only testing on high-risk patients, elderly people with autoimmune diseases. So there's been 180 confirmed cases in Australia, but there could be hundreds of thousands. We could have it right now.
Yeah.
Because 180 people confirmed who have talked to 100 people in the last couple of weeks, and those 100 people have talked to 100 people who have talked to 100 people, and it just spreads.
Well, there was a lady on the Gold Coast who worked at a salon in an Australia Fair, and she just came back from holiday, and she didn't realize she had coronavirus, and she worked at the salon. She had 40 clients that day.
Oh my God. So everyone in the shopping center's got it.
And 40 clients, like, sure, one of them at least got something.
Got a cough on her, yeah. Well, apparently, if you cough, the virus can travel 10 feet airborne and is alive for, like, longer than normal germs.
Yeah.
It's good because a lot of exports from China, it can't survive.
No.
On long-term exports.
It goes through people.
It goes through people, but it can actually survive on, like, some surfaces for up to 10 hours.
Yeah, so
which is a lot longer than
it spreads within a country.
Yeah, so that's how it's been spreading so far, but it won't ever spread from China to Australia on a box or anything like that. So if you're buying products from China, you're not going to open up a box and it's going to be like an episode from The Simpsons where the germs are just like, whoa, hello, I'm here.
I saw some pretty good memes though, and it's like,
oh yeah,
my order from Wish, and it was like a turtle or something and a dog standing on it, and then the dog's like coronavirus, and the turtle's my order from Wish.
Oh my God.
Memes are good.
Memes are gold.
Yeah, but like, yeah, it's crazy. And like Download Festival just got cancelled. My Chemical Romance are like, hey, we're going to cancel our Japan show. And then we're going to cancel our Australia and New Zealand.
And now
Download's like, we've got 7 days to find a headliner. Which is crazy. But this apparently like ScoMo's putting in like some ban on like massive gatherings, but it's taking place on Monday because he's going to the football on the weekend.
You're joking.
No.
You're joking. Wait, so what
He's going to
defines
the football on the weekend, and also apparently I've read somewhere, this is a bit controversial.
Ooh.
His church is having a massive gathering and he's very invested, and there's a lot of money in that.
Fucking ScoMo.
Yeah.
Tell you what. So what defines a large gathering?
Over 1,000 people or something?
Okay. I saw the best meme the other day, and it was like all these local bands freaking out about having to cancel their tours and cancel their shows because you can't have large gatherings. Lol. I just lost my shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Mariana's Trench, we're playing with them in a couple of weeks at the zoo.
And it's
sold
almost
out. It is sold out now.
I think there's some like VIP tickets or something.
GA's
sold out.
There's, what, 600 packs? 800 packs? What's the venue
The
capacity?
zoo, I think it's bigger than that. It's pretty big.
It's going to be a big gathering of a lot of people very close to each other.
Yeah, and see, like, this is how it affects small bands. Supporting bands. Like, this is a really good show for us.
Huge opportunity for us, but if they cancel this show, like...
And it's through Live
sucks.
Nation, and I read that, like, Live Nation's stocks are plummeting.
They're having to cancel
And
all the tours and
I
shows.
saw this real heartfelt post just today from someone who works in the Australian, like, concert industry, like rigging stages up and stuff. And it was just talking about, like, how they're going to have one of the hardest years of their lives. That's where all the income comes from.
Yeah.
And all the shows are getting cancelled.
It's terrible.
And it's like so many people's like lives are just...
Yeah. What's actually really cool is the businesses that are taking this and doing it really well. So I read about Shopify, the e-commerce website platform. They've announced they've got 5,000 employees globally, and probably about a third of those work remotely already.
Yeah.
From home. But they've just announced as of the 16th. So they announced it a couple of days ago, but as of the 16th March, so this Monday coming, every single employee of Shopify globally works from home.
Well, I think
until it's cleared.
Brands like Facebook and Snapchat and stuff have been doing the same thing as well.
Doing the same thing.
But I know that in Australia
they've got the infrastructure
to
and
work
systems to do it.
Some businesses can't.
Yeah, so
like I don't think I could do my job to its like fullest capability from home because most of the assets that I work with are on a network drive at work, and I don't have remote access to it.
Yeah, well the thing is,
I would have to do some other things. I can still do something, but not like...
Yeah, this is it. This is what... I think this is actually going to be a really good thing that's come out of this for a lot of businesses.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
It's really forcing businesses to move into 2020. Like, come on, get into the 21st century. You should be able to access, especially in the work that we do, everything you need to do from home. So your network drive, that it should have, remote access features. The business that I work at, I've just gone through, I've got everyone a list of all the passwords, password protected them, put them into a password manager so they can access it on their home computers if they need to.
Yeah.
So if in the case that one day something happens and we just need to stop everything, go home, the business still runs.
Well, you have to protect your staff.
Yeah.
Like if you
your
don't,
staff are your most valuable asset.
You lose your business.
Yeah, exactly. Without staff, the business doesn't move forward. You've got salespeople bringing in you in revenue. You've got marketing people running advertising. You've got content creators building up content to be used in advertising. Yeah. Without all that stuff,
you can't do
anything. You don't make sales. Yeah.
But like the whole thing is like people aren't buying shit.
Well, yeah, that's the other
thing. Crashing.
So that was a really interesting point because I've kind of, obviously we both work in e-commerce, but I found that up until a couple of days ago, the purchasing behavior of a lot of people hadn't really changed. But as of the last couple of days, people are just like, no.
People aren't buying things.
They know that people are smart enough to know that most things come from China.
Yeah.
But they're dumb enough to think that if they buy something from China, they're going to get the fucking virus.
There's a huge population of people who like, I don't need this right now because I've got other things to worry about. Yeah. And then there's people going like, oh, I'm going to get coronavirus from it.
Yeah. And then there's people like me who I just love buying things online. So I'm always just shopping.
Thanks,
Bought some
Amazon.
stuff today. Bought some stuff today off Amazon.
How good's Amazon? Shout out to Amazon.
Okay. Controversial opinion here. I think Apple, their online shopping experience is complete garbage.
They don't, but like, it's Apple. They don't have to have a good...
Complete garbage. Yeah. For a tech company.
Yeah.
The biggest tech company on the planet.
Yeah.
Complete garbage. Yeah. So, I'll explain to you what happened. So, bought a new Mac. there was an offer, so it was like an education discount. You get a small percentage off, and you get a free pair of headphones, Beats headphones. And I was
And
like,
you were like, I need some education.
I'm
big dum-dum.
I'm a uni student. Sure.
Yeah. Still got my weird old
they didn't even ask for email addresses. It was just like a blanket thing. If you found the link, you could go there. So I was like, sweet. So I bought a computer because I needed one at the time, and I was waiting for a reason to buy it.
Yeah.
Had some money aside, so I bought it when it was on a discount. I bought it on Tuesday, right? On the Wednesday, I received the pair of headphones, and I had $450 taken out of my bank account for the headphones, even though that they were free.
They were free.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, weird. So I received the headphones, computer nowhere to be seen. I looked online at my order, tracking information, it was still processing. So I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. I'll give him a call just to see why. It's probably my fault. I probably didn't read the terms and conditions properly, and I was just, whatever, I bought it. It was my fault, sure.
Yeah.
I copped that. Called him up, and I was like, hey, just wanting to clarify that, I'm guessing what happened is this, and they pretty much just said, yeah. So, they take the money out for the headphones and they send them to you, but then they discount the price of the headphones off the Mac.
Okay.
So I got 2 discounts on the computer, which brought the total price of the Mac by like $1,000, which is dope.
Yeah.
But I had to pay for the headphones. So if in the case that I cancel the order,
You paid for the headphones.
I've paid for and
because you get them within a day, like.
Yeah. Tricky. But it's now Friday and the order's still processing.
It's coronavirus.
And they haven't taken the money out of my account for the computer. And it's not even on hold. So I was like, this is kind of weird. What's going on? Manufacturing. So I called him up and I was like, hey, is this normal? Like, show me your kind of policies and stuff to like show me, like tell me, is this normal, or are you delaying this because the factory is being delayed? I purely just want to know because I don't want to hold a large amount of money for a Mac in my spending account.
Yeah.
Because that's, risky. If someone steals my card, they've got access to a lot of money that has already been spent, but
still sitting there.
Yeah,
still accessible.
So I just didn't want to risk that. And they were like, okay, yeah, cool. So the shipping arrival date is between the 20th and the 27th of this month. So it was about a couple of weeks, which is fine. They explained that the product that I bought, even though it was a base model, they needed to manufacture it and then send it to me. And the manufacturing's in China. So they manufacture the product, package it up, ship it to me. When it's packaged up and on the back doorstep of the factory, they charge the card and then ship it.
So you have to wait.
I've got to wait a week and a half, 2 weeks.
With that money,
if that's when it happens.
But you have to have it there.
I've got to have it there. Because it could happen Monday,
That's
or
so
it could
silly.
happen Friday, or it could happen in 2 weeks' time.
It's so silly.
So silly.
But like, yeah, it's.
I just find that ridiculous. But
why don't they charge you? And then if something happens and they can't manufacture it, refund it. How easy is that?
That would have been awesome. I would have been totally okay with that.
Yeah.
But because right now, as a customer, I'm thinking, like, am I ever going to receive this?
Yeah.
I haven't
they don't even want my money.
They don't even want my money.
Yeah.
But
that's
then,
crazy.
Good old Amazon, my boys.
Oh, I love them.
You buy something, you see something on Amazon, you click buy now.
You're already logged into Amazon
in
Prime.
one click, it's paid for. Yeah, shipping, it's all done. One click, and it's like, thanks for buying. And then the next day it arrives.
Yeah, if it's coming from the Amazon warehouse, bam, the next day. I bought a new lens it was from this like store called like DC Expert or something. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fishy, but it's cheaper. And I was like, they had good reviews, and it's like, oh, it's going to be like a week and a half.
Yeah.
2 days later, it was on there.
Damn.
I was like,
how
they
good.
told me next Wednesday, and it's like,
yeah. See, that is an exceptional customer experience, but consider this. So you've got Prime delivery, which is basically next day delivery in where we live in Brisbane. Then you've got kind of what they said a week and a half away, whatever. If they told you that it was arriving in 2 to 3 days and you got it in 2 to 3 days, sweet, whatever, no issue.
yeah, if they tell you it's in a week.
If they tell you it's in a week and a half and you get it in 2 to 3 days,
they've there's expectations, and they're just like
smashing it.
fucking just.
But the other thing, I really struggle buying things that are not on Amazon Prime that don't get shipped the next day.
Yeah.
I find myself struggling to buy that stuff.
You can look at like the store, and generally like there'll be reviews saying if it was like quick enough or not.
Well, not even that. I want it the next day.
Yeah.
I want it tomorrow. If I'm buying it right now, I want it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's just like, I've just been accustomed to that because I bought so much stuff off Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I've really
You just
milked that
can't-
$5
you just
membership.
Can't get some stuff, which is a shame.
Yeah, and when it's something like a unique product, if it's going to take a couple weeks and I save 10%, I'll just go to the shop and buy it.
Yeah.
That's how I like to work. So
Yeah, but if you're saving heaps and you don't necessarily need it now,
saving 20%, 30% more,
sometimes
then
it's
I'll
more.
wait. I'll wait a month.
Yeah.
If I don't need it now,
Yeah.
I'll wait time. Yeah.
Yeah. You wait.
I
I
will
wait time.
I will wait time.
No, but like going back to coronavirus.
Yeah.
There's like a whole thing with like manufacturing and people like companies not getting stock and like people not even being able to work, like casual workers who aren't being able to work because there's no stock and just like that kind of stuff. But like the whole thing, like this plays into like E3 being cancelled and stuff. That like the new Xbox and the new PS5 both are launched this year, and there is a chance that manufacturing, because a lot of the manufacturing would be in China, that they wouldn't even be able to manufacture enough to like meet those deadlines and just not release their consoles in time before like the holiday period, which is like that's where they always do it.
What's really interesting about that is it's not the manufacturers that are building the PlayStation 5s. It's not the PlayStation warehouse, the factory.
No. It's not them. It's all the little like.
It's not even the factories building the components that go into the warehouses, because most of the warehouses in China, even in where the virus started, have ramped back up to almost 100% capacity at the moment. Even the factory that my work uses is ramped back up 100%. They're just catching up on orders now. So at the end of March, pretty much everyone should be caught up, assuming nothing else dramatic goes wrong. But what's actually happening is raw materials importing into China is being hectically delayed.
Yeah.
Workers are not being able to get the raw materials to then import into China. And then exporting from China because of all the travel bans.
Yeah. Yeah, it's purely because things can't go in and out.
Yeah.
It's not because they're closed down, not manufacturing.
Raw materials, import and export, but the manufacturing is fine. So I heard this story about SSDs. There's an SSD manufacturer that needs to get this certain compound for the silicon that attaches the chips in the fucking hard drives or solid state drives, the flash memory chips or whatever. That specific raw material, the people that harvest it are shut down at the moment because of coronavirus. So they can't get that raw material to the factory that manufactures the chips, that sends that to the factory that manufactures the SSDs, that sends that to Xbox and PlayStation to put in to their consoles.
Both the next gen consoles have highly invested in SSDs technology, because why wouldn't you? Because it's so good.
And even when it's like, congratulations consoles, you've reached 20,000. Jesus Christ. But even when they catch up and they get into the consoles are going to struggle to export again because of the travel. I've actually heard that the pilots that are flying the freight planes, because a lot of it's sea freight, which is a different story, but I'm not too sure about what's happening there. But the air freight, they're only allowing 2 humans on the planes. This is to Australia.
Yeah.
So from China from China to Australia, 2 people on the plane. When they arrive in Australia, they're not allowed off the plane, and there has to be like this crazy quarantine between where the pilots' cabins are and the plane. And then Australians have to come on, unload, and then they're not allowed to hang around or get off the plane. They have to go straight back. Yeah. So it's like refuel, fly straight back.
True.
And that's it. That's how hectic it is at the moment.
That's crazy.
It's kind of good because we can still import product. But those poor pilots, man.
Like, they fly in, they don't even get to leave the cabin. Like,
no.
Oh man,
rough. Anyway, so hopefully by the next episode, this stuff's all kind of resolved.
Next episode that we're recording in 5 minutes.
Maybe in a couple of weeks, but we'll see. Anyway, that's going to be it for us today. Hope you liked it. Make sure you like us on all the things and follow us on all the
Very
things.
Average Podcast things. Sometimes there's a "the" in front of the Very Average Podcast. Sometimes we drop the cast on the pod. You'll find us. If you want us to chat about something, leave a comment. Send us an email, like if you're like 50 years old and do
subscribe. Be one of the first 100 people to subscribe to us.
Yeah, do it.
We got 10 subscribers the other day. Congratulations.
We reached 10 or we got 10 that day?
We reached 10.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
It's the big guns. Anyway, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.